PacksetGo Traveling Podcast presents Travel Star Tuesdays. It's PacksetGo, the Lifestyle Brothers. You know what it is, Travel Star Tuesdays. And of course, we say Travel Star Tuesdays because everybody on this show is a like-minded traveler. Some people have been to 5 countries, some people have been over to 50. 50 plus. I'm sorry, 75 plus. I'm sorry, 80 plus. So some people are exquisite, top-tier travelers. And today, people, we happen to have one of our fellow peers in travel who are one of those people who have gone to not 60, not 70, but 80 plus countries. First of all, big round of a hand.
Yeah, you gotta do it. We have a button to press, but never mind. That's
no. That's why I said big round of a hand. I didn't say applause. Big round of a hand. I didn't want to hear you say. I didn't want to hear you say about the button that I didn't want to pay for.
So you at 80, the 80 clip.
88.
80.
88. 88 to be exact.
Yeah, put some respect. Put some respect on this name. 88.
Exactly. Yeah,
88
man. 88
countries.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into it now, let the people know where they can find you at. You have a social media platform? Are you on social media, Instagram, Twitter, anything?
Yeah, definitely. I don't really use Twitter, but I mostly use my Instagram, and I'll post all my pictures and videos there. Is at SINGLETRAVELERZ. That's SINGLETRAVELERZ. SINGLETRAVELERZ. One word.
Nice.
Okay. So Single Travelers. It's an amazing journey. I got to bear witness to some of your phenomenal photos, and I must say I was thoroughly entertained as well as impressed.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I myself
love to travel. I don't like to travel. I love to travel.
Yeah, exactly. So, something about it, man. Just that itch, like you just got to get up and go.
Now, speaking about get up and go, how long have you been traveling for to accumulate 80 plus countries? Have you been traveling for decades, or did you just get it in a short period of time?
Nah, when I first started traveling, my father took me to Israel when I was 13 years old. Then went to Canada, basic stuff with the family. And then when I got in my 20s, my early 20s, I had a crazy lifestyle, doing crazy stuff. And I just always loved to travel. I always like to visit other countries, visit other places. And then from there, I just been traveling, going places, and just get up and go. Because usually I'll be home, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be somewhere else bored than be just home doing nothing. I could be traveling the world. And I travel on a budget, too.
I'm sorry, when you say budget, what do you mean? You don't have like a black Amex card or a black
Nah,
Amex
not
card?
at all. I mostly go on hostels. I go to hostels. I go to Airbnbs. I use Expedia a lot. I don't be doing all that high 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels. None of that. I travel like a local. If you look at my pictures and my videos, you see like I'm traveling like a local. I try to fit in. I'm not really into just staying at a resort. I don't even do resorts. I don't even think I've been to any resorts.
Wow.
Yeah, the resorts cost too much. Why are you spending $500 for a hotel? We could take that and explore the whole country. You could go to different countries that could cover airfare. You could do so many different things instead of just spending. Or for example, when I was in Egypt, I was spending $5 a night in a hostel in Egypt, and that's only $5 a night. In the States, that's nothing. Over there, $5 a night is a lot, and $5 a night could take you a long way.
$5.
Now,
yeah, and think about it.
We've been telling a lot of people for a long time about you don't have to spend $10,000. You don't have to go pawn your jewelry in or miss a month's rent payment. No, you can travel and travel far on a budget, people.
Exactly. And think about it all right, one thing I love about going to other countries, I like the street foods. The street foods and local foods. Because think about it. If you're in a third world country, like for example, if you're in Nigeria, you could buy a dollar worth of American dollar worth of them food is a lot. Because their food is so cheap. You could buy street food that could get you filled up. And it's good too. And it's authentic. Because you can see the animal getting killed right there. You see them cutting up the animal, blood and everything. It's not like you're going to a shop. It's like you're getting a local food, the street food that's real good and that gets you filled up. And one thing I could tell you about when I go to these countries, I don't trust the water. So I always buy in the water. If the water costs a lot, that's one thing I may spend money on. A lot of money on water. I'll go to their stores or whatever. I never drink local water from the pipes or nothing like that. Even though the locals used to it and they'll drink from the pipes. When I be on when I meet a lady or something like that, they'll drink from the faucet. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to be buying my water because I learned that when I was in Peru. I was drinking some local water in Peru. Man, that thing knocked me out for like few days. I was down. And you know when you go to Machu Picchu in Peru, you climb the mountains and stuff like that. You got to be good.
Yeah, how'd you get? Yeah, cause we went there too. I couldn't make up the mountain because the air was so low
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was so heavy, and the breathing was hard for me. So I let Smalls try. I'm not saying Smalls made it to the top, but he made it halfway to the top. He
yeah.
tapped
The air
out
is
because the air was so dense.
exactly.
And
Yeah, I made it to the base of Rainbow Mountain, but
Ah,
the
yeah.
horses,
I took
the
the horse
horses
up
were
there.
too small.
I took the
Yeah, I couldn't take the horse. They say you're too big, so you got to walk.
yeah. You'll
So
break the
I
horse
made it
back.
all the way up to the very base of Rainbow Mountain, but after that, the altitude was too high, and it was like, here's an oxygen. The guy gave me an oxygen tank.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
I'm okay, my friend. I'm just gonna take it back down. My lungs couldn't take it.
So yeah, I like the Rainbow Mountain. You think about it, those little short guys, their calves is so big. Those like the locals, their calves so big because they run it up and down the mountain. And then you either take the horse because I was trying to walk. I was like, nah, my air couldn't even breathe, so I took the horse. Took the horse up there. But when I went in Machu Picchu, the mountain, not Rainbow Mountain, Machu Picchu, I went all the way to the top. But Rainbow
top.
Mountain, the Rainbow Mountain, yeah, man, that air is just all messed up, so I couldn't even breathe. But you eat the little we call those the little
The
the
cocaine.
the
Basically,
cocaine, yeah,
cocaine.
the little green leaves and stuff. So that was
Coca
kind of
leaf.
helping. Yeah, the coca leaves. Yes, that's what his name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cocaine. That cocaine brings you back, but it didn't do
Found a
enough.
guy that sells it in the jungle if you want it for the low.
Yeah, man. Think what made you guys start doing traveling? Like, when age you guys start traveling?
For me,
Yeah,
I started when I was like maybe I want to say officially traveling when I was like 21, 22.
mhm,
Like my first trip was like domestically was to LA
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
hooked. After that I was hooked.
Of course.
I'm like wow. I'm like a plane with free sodas and a free sandwich? Like
Yeah,
really?
I take
Like
advantage of
I'll be
that.
back tomorrow. I was so excited to have free food on a plane, not realizing it's included. Now there's no food on the plane.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah, yeah. To stop
peanuts.
it with COVID
There's no canned soda. You get a sip of water. They want the straw back. They want the napkin back. They
and the
want you to wear
headphones.
gloves. They want the
Yeah,
headphones back. It's like it didn't change. The whole world didn't change. Stuff that you took for granted is gone.
yeah. I can tell you
So
about
I
that.
don't know.
Correct.
Especially when you're doing international flights. The international flights always been, you used to having the headphones. Some of them they don't give it out no more. Like now because of COVID situation. Because I was traveling all COVID, I didn't really care. Had my little mask on, my gloves on. But after a while, I had COVID. I got COVID when I flew down to Atlanta. I flew down to Atlanta. I got it when I went to a day party out there, and then I was down for about good 2 weeks, like everybody else processed down for 2 weeks. And I was positive because I was trying to go to Egypt. That's my first international flight. I was going to no, I went to Croatia. Croatia, they don't check. They don't check that. They don't check the They don't care about the COVID test or anything like that. So I went to Croatia, came back, and then I went back to Egypt because like man, it's too boring in the states. Everybody was home. Everything was shut down. And when I went to Egypt, it was amazing. But Egypt, the country's beautiful, but the people, they don't. You see us three black men? Nah, they racist towards black men over there. I don't know if you guys have been to Egypt
Well,
before, but yeah,
Yeah.
they assume a lot of the black men are from other parts of Africa.
that's
And they're
facts.
like, because the thing is, some people from other, let's say for instance, you're from Nigeria or from Senegal, they don't want you to come into Egypt and invade their territories more or less.
Exactly, exactly.
Once they
Just
realize
ask me
we're
why you
black
here.
American, yeah, black Americans, we're three dark skinned black men, so off top, you're assuming these guys are African from somewhere.
Exactly.
Indigenous mean African. So once they find out, okay, you're American, it's like, oh, it's still welcome, bring your money.
Yeah, they start all haggling like money. They just start man. When I was by on the pyramids, when I went by the in Giza, by the Giza pyramids, man, little kids all touching my pocket. I'm like, yo, gotta make sure you have a book bag for that, because they all touching your pockets, and it's like the locals, the olders are telling the little kids, like little kids maybe 6, 7 years old, that's selling things. They'll touch your pocket because their hands are so small and so thin. They'll touch your pocket and start pickpocketing you. I felt one kid trying to go in my pocket. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Get away, stop. And they little
Wow.
kids. They little kids, so you're not gonna like hit them or nothing. Like you're gonna like, yo, stop and laugh at it. Like, yo, it's funny to you, but to them, they're serious. That's the way they live. Because
Correct.
imagine someone
Correct.
25 years old is sending you out there to go get some money to pickpocket. Pickpocketing is big in Egypt. That's a big thing because
But
tourists come
it's
there,
big
so they're just pocketing
tourists.
people.
It's big in a lot of countries, but yeah, a lot of these countries, remember, their main source of income is tourism. So
Yeah,
when
yeah,
something
yeah.
like a pandemic has come there, it's like, wow, you took away all our resources. I can't
Exactly.
hustle my car as a cab. I can't sell my handmade trinkets on the street. I can't
Yeah.
sell oranges and fruit. So it's like nobody locals buying this. They gonna get it themselves. So therefore,
Correct,
I
correct.
understand it. I understand the mind frame of it. I can't say, hey, stop it, but I get it. If you go to Paris, you watch the Eiffel Tower, you may get pickpocketed.
Mm. Yeah, because I
It
went.
happens in a lot of countries.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, there's a lot
Especially
of
when the third war.
Africans by the Eiffel Tower selling like the scarves and the like the keychains.
Yeah, correct,
They
correct.
migrate there and they live near the Eiffel Tower. Well, not near there, but that's what they hustle out of.
It has to because of
Hustle
tourism.
because the tourists are there. It makes sense.
And a lot of people go there, especially like from Ghana, not from Ghana, from Congo, because remember they're a French-speaking country. They're a French-speaking country, and they're
Correct.
colonized by the French. So they go there. It's easy for them to go there as well. I went into Africa around July, and the states was already locked down, all this COVID stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Because I'm a promoter, so I'm like, you know what? I could do promotion and send an email blast, a text blast through my cell phone and through my laptop. I might as well stay here because my my Airbnb is only $5. As long as I got internet, I'm good. So from Egypt, I went from Egypt down to Ethiopia, went down south, and then Ethiopia went straight to what do you call that? Tanzania. Tanzania was the most amazing place, man. Not just beside the ladies, the beaches, the people are friendly there, and they love Americans. It's just amazing. Then from there, I went straight into Kenya, went straight up north. I'm like, all right, I'm not done. Let me go into Rwanda. Went to Rwanda. Then I went to Congo. Congo is dangerous, man. Stay away from Congo. Yeah, those people, they don't play. Congo is dangerous. Like, see where I'm wearing my earrings now? Took all that stuff off. You got to fit in. Cause you don't go to Rome. You bet if you go to Rome, you act like a Roman. You know what I mean? Because when you go to these places, you want to fit in because you don't want to be signaling, that's a tourist. Let's go get him. You know what I mean? And especially these places where I'm traveling like a local. I'm not traveling with security. I'm traveling by myself. So from there, I went down to Rwanda. Rwanda's the most depressing country ever, man. I say depressing because I don't know if you guys heard of the movie Hotel Rwanda. That's
I'm well
real genocide.
aware.
Yeah, they genocide. Like,
Genocide, man.
I'm 37 years old. Don't tell anybody. 37 years old, but you won't see nobody 50 plus and older there because a lot of them are killed or dead. They was just killing. Imagine knowing that your own parents is dead. So that whole generation that's our age now, that's the only generation that you see around there. And they look so, you know how we all happy, we got that glow over there. They look like, damn, they look down, depressed. It's a very beautiful country, but very depressed. Like I said, when I went to Africa for the 7 months, I went to 12 countries from there. I went to 12 different countries because I was like, you know what? The flights when you're in Africa is cheap. A lot of people think getting to Africa is expensive. Nah, you can find a direct flight from JFK to Kenya for like $385 one way. And then from there, you just travel around the country. It's like when you go to Asia. When you go into Asia, it's so cheap.
Yeah, you bounce around. Correct.
Exactly. And then you
If
just
you had
cut
to
through the
pick one
borders.
place, if you had to pick one country out of your amazing journey of your life to go back, just to spend a week of
Hmm.
pure happiness, pure blissfulness, pure enjoyment, like where you like, I feel like I'm home,
Yes.
but not in that home. What country would that be? I'm just
Tanzania.
curious.
Tanzania from the rip. Tanzania, it has so many different things. Tanzania from the beach, because the coastal is
Tan-
beautiful. Tanzania, yeah. It's
Tanzania?
Tanzania. Some people
Tanzania?
say like tomato, tomato. I say
Yeah.
Tanzania. Tanzania. Some people say
The locals
Tanzania.
say yeah. The locals say it that way. Americans say Tanzania.
Exactly. So, for
Wow.
example, if you stay on the coastal, it's all beautiful beaches. They got Zanzibar, this famous beach on the famous island that's out there. And then when you go
Yeah.
in mainland, they got Kilimanjaro. You could go up Kilimanjaro. They got Arusha. They got good food, and it's cheap out there. It's real cheap. And they speak English. They speak a little bit English. Their main language is Swahili. They speak Swahili, but then you could go, a lot of the youngins, because social media is making them. Everybody speaks English as well. Everybody thing is connected through social media,
Yeah.
especially like through TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat. But Tanzania, it's amazing, man. I would live. I would actually live there. I'd like to buy property out there.
Whew.
Well, let me ask you a question. So let's say, because a lot of our travel peers, on the show, these are my travel peers, my travel family that
Yeah.
watch. They may say to themselves like, "Hey, so if I was in Tanzania for a week, could you get by on a week out there for $500?"
Of course. You don't even need $500. You need less. The whole. All right. For example, when you go on Airbnb, I use Airbnb. For the Airbnb is only $15 a night for a nice. Let's see, a nice apartment. You could get a nice apartment like $15 a night, $10 a night. If you want to go cheaper, you could do $5 a night for for a hostel. But yeah, it's cheap out there. If you want to do a nice little hotel on the beach, you spend like $30 a day. So $30 a day times what, 7? That's 21, 200 and
Yeah.
$210. That's nothing, and the food is cheap there.
Well, I think we need to go to Tanzania, Smalls, and we'll
Now,
hire you as our
if you
tour
go there,
guide.
you're gonna love it. If you
You can
go there,
hire we hire you as our tour guide. You can be our tour guide. You can show us
yeah,
around.
I'll definitely go back to Tanzania because right now they should have had direct flight. But what I'll do is fly from JFK to Kenya, and then you could drive because I rent cars every time with these countries I go. I usually rent cars. I rent my own car because I like to travel. I would like to be like I want to fit in. I have my international license, but you don't need an international license. You just show your passport. You have your passport. You have your regular driver's license, and you just rent a car. As long as you have a credit card, rent a car, and you're good to go. And I have best thing is to use is Waze and Google Maps because sometimes Google Maps will work more better.
Yeah.
You must
He's
have
a
it.
Waze guy. He's a
Yeah,
Waze guy.
yeah, man, love the
I use
Waze.
Google Maps in some countries, but yes, I do use Waze a lot because Waze has expanded over the years. But
Exactly.
Google Maps is also great in other countries for public transportation, walking, and bicycles. So if you have a bicycle, Google Maps works. Waze doesn't. Public
And
transportation, Google Maps has it. Waze doesn't.
and I'll tell you guys one thing. My best experience, even though it wasn't a good experience, is escaping Rwanda. That's a long story because I had to escape Rwanda because when I went there, and right now Africa is taking advantage of the COVID situation. They're taking advantage of the testing because each country you go to, when you come in and go out, they want they want money. Because when I went to Rwanda, Rwanda was charging $100 to get out the well, as soon as you land, you got to pay the $100. You got to take the COVID test. They make you go into the designated hotel that they give you. So, and the hotels are expensive. And like I said, I'm traveling on a budget. I'm like, damn, this thing's adding up in Rwanda. So I paid $100 for the COVID test, even though in the States it's free. Paid $100, but I get it. That's the way how they're making their money to stay relevant. So I paid $100 to get into the country, and I said, all right. They gave me the test first, but I didn't. When I was leaving to get out, they gave me the test first. Like they make you go. Someone come to your hotel, they give you the test. They stick a swab up your nose. They give you a test, but they didn't charge me. So I was being cheap. I tried to get around it, so I didn't pay it. So when I was trying to leave out the country, like nah, you didn't take the COVID test. So you gotta take the COVID test. I'm like, nah. And then when I said, you know what, I'm not taking it, they said, okay, you're going to be had to quarantine for 14 days. And this was during New Year's Eve time. I didn't want to stay in New Year's Eve in Rwanda because the country's very strict and they was on lockdown, like 7 o'clock curfew. I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of here. I just went to the country just for the experience. So
Yeah.
I try to, let's see, a lot of people gonna see this, but I tried. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I try to play with the
You tried
COVID
to
test.
you tried to hustle him. You tried to do a
Nah,
New
nah.
Yorker.
No, I try to play with the COVID test. I try to play with the COVID test. Try to Photoshop it. So I went down to the border. So I was going to the border. I rented a car. I was going to leave the car there. I told the guy I'm going to leave the car here at the border. From the border into Tanzania, into Tanzania. So I'll try to go out there. They're like, nah. They red flagged me. They on my passport. They red flagged me. I'm like, oh shit. They red flagged me saying, yeah, he has to be quarantined because they put it on the system, on their system when they scan your passport. They're like, nah, they red flagged me. I'm like, shit. So what I did was, pay some local guys because you see them going back and forth through the border, through the trees. I'm like, oh shit. So I took my little suitcases. You may see it on my Instagram. I took my suitcases, cutting through the trees and everything like that, cutting through the forest because there's a river that separates from Tanzania and Rwanda. So I cut through it, lifted up my bags. I had my suitcase and cut through the river, went to Tanzania border. And the way they get around over there is through motorcycles. So you'll see I took a picture with a motorcycle. I'm holding my bags, my suitcases, my big suitcases, and the motorcycle guy just riding me through. It's like you got to go through roads, like dirt roads, just to go into the main road. And yeah, man. So right now, like, I just left. I just had to leave the country, man, because they wasn't letting me leave, and they wanted me to. Because I know
Wow.
why they wasn't letting me leave. They wanted me to pay, And they said, "Oh, I was positive for COVID." I'm like, "Yo, I just came here 13 days ago. Like I spent like a week there. I was ready to go. I was like, here. I was like, yo, I just came here and I was negative. Y'all said I was negative. Now I'm ready to go. Y'all saying positive? Like, come on, let's not play these
Wow.
games.
You gotta be careful.
Like
Yeah, because
50,
that's what I'm still for.
50 years from now, I'm always gonna remember that. You know, I got the videos and pictures to remember. Because right now, you'll
I'm
see.
gonna remember that too.
If I show you, I could get my passport right now. I'll show you my passport. It'll say entry, but you won't see nothing that says
So right
depart.
now, basically, you're still there on their system.
Yeah, in this system, they think I'm still there. In this system, yeah, they think I'm still
This
there. But
guy's MacGyver. You the first black MacGyver. Technically.
Listen,
I
listen.
won't
This
say
what
that.
we're gonna
But
have to do.
We
We're
have to,
gonna have to
yeah.
bring you back again because we need to do a follow up interview with you. Only
Yeah.
oh
because
yeah, yeah,
a story like that is a story that people really want to hear. Not to mention, unfortunately, in travel, you don't see too many black men traveling abroad.
that's a
You
fact.
see a sprinkle of us, but not right here. It's three of us. We've all been to 50 plus countries. That's kind of unheard of. People don't really see that. But we appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. As always, tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you subscribe, follow, talk about us, whether good or bad. And of course, big round of applause for today's travel co-pilot, Mr. Single Travelers.
Appreciate it.
We thank him
88.
for coming out with a dope story, a dope journey, and we're going to continue that journey, people. But until that time comes again, be sure to pack, set, go. Be ready to travel on a moment's notice, people. Most importantly, fly, fly, fly. Fly far, fly often, and most importantly, fly to you can't fly anymore.
Exactly.
Big facts.
Mm,
So be
mm.
sure now to subscribe, follow, and tell everybody about us. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. It's real simple. The Lifestyle Brothers. I only put those four together because I saved the best for last, which is my favorite, Mr. Goons Tool. It's www.thelifestylebrothers.com. Thank you for your support. It keeps us motivated to keep doing what we do. To find out more about us, you can catch us at www.thelifestylebrothers.com. On Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, you can find us at the same name, The Lifestyle Brothers. And if you want to find some dope cinematic shots, bloopers, travel reels, be sure to subscribe our YouTube channel, The Lifestyle Brothers. Once again, on behalf of Goon and myself, we thank you.